Hello, today we can discuss regarding diseases of wait. Hello, today we can discuss regarding diseases of citrus. Okay, this of citrus and their management. You can see one by one here. This of citrus and their management. See the list of major diseases of citrus. Okay, first the most important, first and the economically important is wherever there is a crop of citrus or lemon or anything, there is a one disease always persist. That is bacterial disease caused by Xanthomonas xanthophoris catawan citri. That is the canker, major number one disease in citrus, and followed by citrus gummosis, that to Phytophthora gummosis. So Phytophthora gummosis is caused by Phytophthora citriptera, Phytophthora parasitica, and Phytophthora familiar. Still many more are Phytophthora species are there, and Diplodia gummosis also is there. We can see afterwards. And next most important is a scab, citrus scab. It caused by Elisina fawcettii. And next most important, citrus greening. Citrus greening, it is also called as based on the river of China, Hang Long Bing. That is the based on Huanghe River. It is the base for civilization in China. That is the Huanghe River. So based on that name, it is calling as the Honglong Bing disease. Citrus greening is caused by Candidatus Liberobacter asiaticum. It is the fastidious bacteria, fastidious vascular bacteria. Why it is calling as a fastidious vascular bacteria? It means in laboratory cultural condition for culturing, it requires a specific media for growth of a bacteria. That is it calling as a fastidious vascular bacteria. And next coming to citrus virus disease. That is a citrus tristigia, most important one. And coming to the wire rag, that is the exocartis, citrus exocartis disease. And next one is the slow decline. It's caused by Tylencolus semipenetrans. Okay, na? These are major disease. And next are the minor disease. Anthracnose diabetes is caused by Coledotrichum gliosporides. And the next one is the Poultrymidoidium tingitanium. Okay, na? This much regarding list of the diseases. And coming to the first one, that is the most important, that is the citrus canker. It is caused by bacterium Xanthomonas acinopodis petavar citri. Before going to symptom discussion, we can see the photograph of the symptom, how it looks like. Okay, na? See here, there is a canker lesions on lower surface of the leaves, especially on leaves. There is a raised eruption, corky appearance, rough surface development on the both upper as well as lower surface of the leaves. Okay, na? See here, raised ones, rough surfaces, and even upper surface of the leaves. And next coming to the leaves as well as fruits. See the in severe cases, those corky appearances, those lesions joining one together. I will explain all the in detail regarding the symptomatology. Just see the photography. See here how the leaf converted into yellow and raised portions and surrounded by yellow on leaf. Okay, on upper portion, followed by on fruits. Especially, it does not penetrate into deeper portion of the fruits, but it make it a unmarketable. It make it a unmarketable. So there is the development of round circular or lesions on fruits surrounded by yellow and severe cases. Those lesions join one together and cover whole the portion of the fruits and in severe cases and become the burnt appearance. Okay, and followed by on twigs, on young twigs as well as mature twigs. See here on stem lesions on increasing age, especially on younger one. See here the lesions are spreading in severely. Okay, after bark become a older ones. This is also bark become older ones, that is become cover fully covering that one and being penetrated into deeper portion. It causes the girdling one. And coming to the older stem lesions, see here also it become enlarged, raised ones, all those things. Okay, this much about photos. And coming to the symptoms, before going to the symptom, we can see the pathogen. The pathogen is the bacterium. It is caused by Xanthomonas acinopodis pathowacitri. And coming to the economic importance of the disease, this is a major thing. In India, the citrus canker is endemic. See the word, it is the endemic. Also, it is a, commonly present in even America also, but eradicating the citrus canker, the whole USA country, it uprooted and burned the whole of citrus orchard in USA. There is a one question you can expect: which country have eradicated or completely wiped out and burnt the citrus plants from citrus orchard? So answer is the USA. But still also the pathogen exists in USA. Even after new planting got planted, that also again it reappeared. That is the historical. And coming to in India, citrus canker is the endemic, means particularly present on occurs in all the citrus growing areas of India, such as Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Assam, and Uttar Pradesh. Almost all the states it is present. So highly susceptible thing is for this canker is acid lime. Acid lime is highly susceptible to canker. Remember this one. It is act as indicator plant or highly susceptible plant. Okay, this one is a highly susceptible ones. And coming to the symptoms, canker appears, already we have seen the photography, and it appears on leaves, twigs, petiole, branches, fruits, stalks, fruits, and thorns, whatever the thorns are there, even it cannot live at that portion also, it can infect that one also. And also widespread covering on the whole the vegetative part of the plant. Even it can spread to stems also in severe cases and cause the girdling. When it is severe, it can cause the trunk and roots also affected. See, it is a girdling stage. If there is a girdling stage, there is no chances of living. There is no living chances of the plant. It can cause the death. Okay. And the next point is the symptoms are the most conspicuous and leaves, twigs, and fruits. Whatever the three photography slides I have shown, these things: leaves, twigs, and fruits. Coming to the lesion, how it develops. Lesion initially appear as a minute water-soaked round yellow spots. Okay, minute water-soaked. See here, minute water-soaked round yellow spots which enlarge slightly and turn brown eruptive corky. Turn brown eruptive corky. See here, this is turn brown eruptive corky ones. Okay, so afterwards Raptocardia, and especially coming to the susceptible acid dime and sweet orange, they are about to 2 to 3 mm in diameter. The lesions, especially on the over susceptible acid lime as well as sweet orange, they enlarge up to 2 to 3 mm in diameter. Just imagine how much it enlarges. And their pustules are surrounded by characteristic yellow halo. Pustules are surrounded by characteristics of yellow halo. Here, these are the yellow halos. Okay, na? And canker lesions on the fruit do not possess the yellow halo. Here, whatever things is the fruit become yellow, but the pustules cannot covered by yellow halo. Here, okay, pustules cannot cover the yellow halo and fruits. As in leaves, several lesions on fruit may coalesce to form a patch. You can see the third or fourth one in photography, and crater-like appearance is the more marked on fruit than the leaves. Crater-like appearance of the symptom. This is a crater-like appearance. This is the crater-like appearance. Raised, eruptive, rough surface in covering whole the fruit. That is a crater-like appearance. Okay, and as well as it causes to reduce the market value of the fruits and canker spots. Due to canker spots, those such infections are mostly confined to the fruit skins. What I have told in initial stage, it only confined to the fruit skin but does not penetrate into the fruit, whatever the edible part, but it reduces the market value. And due to severe infection of the leaves, there is maybe defoliation, and severe infection of the twigs can cause the dieback symptom. Whatever the leaves are, they can defoliate, and in severe cases on twig and stem, it causes the dieback symptom. This is the major one. and plants also remain stunted and fruit yields are reduced considerably. This is the major thing, major symptom. Plant becomes stunted and fruits yield is reduced. This is the major thing. Okay, this is all about symptomatology. And coming to the favorable climatic condition, especially how the disease development takes place, especially pre-moisture of 20 minutes, at least 20 to 30 degrees Celsius initiates the disease. You have to remember this is a major one. Pre-moisture for 20 minutes at 20 to 30 degrees Celsius temperature initiate the disease. Okay, na? And especially coming to the okay, before going to disease cycle, how disease cycle are mode of survival of us and spread of the pathogen. How the pathogen survive? Okay, the pathogen survive when infected leaves or plant debris up to 6 months. Just imagine how it survive. It can survive in a dead plant debris or leaves up to as a plant debris in up to 6 months, and bacteria over winter. It can survive in leaf, twig, and fruit canker lesions. Okay, that is a major thing, and also it can disseminated by through wind and rain splashes as well as and uh, cause the cause the infection by or whatever the infection or dissemination, even rain splashes as well as citrus leaf miner. That is a major insect here. Phyllocintis citrella. Phyllocintis citrella. That is a citrus leaf miner. It can help in dissemination of the pathogen as well as along with rain splashes. These are the major things. As well as damage is caused by any other mode, it can help the direct entry of the pathogen. This is regarding how the pathogens survive in favorable climatic condition. Okay, coming to management, how you manage the whatever all the things are this you can see here. Okay, before going to first you can prune out and burn all the canker infected twigs before monsoon onset. Prune out and burn all the canker infection twigs and before monsoon onset, because whenever there is a cool climatic and drizzling rains or cloudy weather, they can decimate the pathogen. So and cause the especially in severe rain, especially in monsoon peak period, also there is a development of small hailstorm. Also it has the damage, make entry prone to the entry of the pathogen, and afterwards and periodical spraying of bactericides along with an insecticide means you can manage the citrusilla, citrus insect. So whatever it helps for dissemination, and use canker tolerant varieties, like this is the major thing. Canker tolerant varieties, Tenali selection and biology. Keep remember Tenali selection and biology are the tolerant varieties. And next point is a select peelings from canker free planting main field. This is the major thing. Whatever the planting materials are using, without knowing, the farmers use the affected the planting material from affected plant itself only, and then it is easily destined to healthier area. And next, coming to spraying. For commonly, there is the recommended thing is there for management of bacterial disease. There is a recommendation doses of streptocycline 0.5 gram and copper oxychloride 3 gram. 3 gram in a 1 liter of water. Streptocycline 0.5 gram, copper oxychloride 3 gram in a 1 liter of solution. So at least you have to take 2 to 3 sprays in a 15 days interval from nursery to even well developed orchard. Pre-spraying of those two combination in a 15 to 20 days interval during rainy season also it is effective. And fruit infection can be prevented by 2 sprays of those two combination. Okay, na? Especially 20 to 30 days interval. And control of leaf miner when young flush is produced. Then you have to take out the insecticide spray. That is the major thing. Okay, this is regarding fruit canker. Sorry, citrus canker. And coming to next disease, citrus gummosis. Citrus gummosis, that is especially two types of gummosis are there. Phytophthora gummosis and Diplodia gummosis. I have already told. Phytophthora gummosis, it can persist in cooler climatic conditions. Diplodia gummosis, even both of the hot, warm condition, hot season also it can persist. Okay, see here. Citrus gummus is caused by series of Phytophthora species are there. Phytophthora nicotiana variety parasitica and Phytophthora palmivora, Phytophthora cytopthora, Phytophthora hibernalensis and Phytophthora syringae, Phytophthora cactum. This much of the species can cause the Phytophthora gummosis in citrus during cooler climatic condition. Okay, this one you have to remember. Before going to symptom discussion, you see the photography, how it looks like. See how the gum move exudation takes place from on bark, on fruit, even brown or rot. It will cause the rotting, that is a brown color, and cracks on bark. See the just above the ground level, and coming to severe gum oozing from the stem region. This is a Phytophthora gummosis. This one is a major thing. Okay. Okay, now we can go to the symptom discussion. Before going to symptom discussion, see the economic importance. So this gummosis is a widespread in Punjab and Assam. See the Punjab and Assam. Even it can persist, or the pathogen persist, or the disease present in almost all the lemon growing areas, but most widespread is Punjab and Assam. And lemons are highly susceptible to compared to grapefruit as the, and rough lemon as well as sweet orange. Lemons, whatever the lemons are there, na, those lemons are highly susceptible for this one, and compared to grape or rough lemon or sweet orange. Okay, and in South India it is common in the sweet orange, but in it is commonly susceptible in the lemons, but in South India sweet orange is the susceptible one. This is a major thing. Okay, and coming to the symptoms, how disease starts. This one starts as a water soaked large patches on the basal portion of the stem near the ground level. See here, water soaked legends just above the ground level. Okay, and in severe cases it causes the cracking. And first symptom are dark staining of bark. See, dark staining of bark which progress into the wound, means it can spreading to the upward as well as inside. And bark in such parts dries, shrinks and cracks. So cracking is there here. So in severe cases it causes the cracking and threads in the lengthwise vertical strips. So moving on. And bark at the base is destroyed and resulting in a girdling and finally death of the tree. Wherever there is a infection with the girdling, it can definitely cause the death. And later produce exudation on gum from the bark of the trunk occurs. See here, gum exudation. See here. Okay, gum exudation is there. Commonly gum exudation. The start using exudation of the gum bark from the trunk occurs. There may be a considerable amount of gum formation in sweet orange. Whatever in South India susceptible one is the gum exudation, but relatively little in grapefruit. It is a little bit resistant one. Infection extends to crown roots. Remember crown roots, how it deep penetrate. And prior to death, the plant usually blossoms heavily and dies before the fruits mature. This is a peculiar symptom. Before prior to death, it blossoms heavily and cause the death before fruit mature. That is the major thing. Okay. This is regarding symptom. And coming to the disease cycle. Disease cycle or favorable climatic condition and prolonged contact of trunk with the water. Major thing, see here how the disease develop. Prolonged, long time contact of a trunk with the water is in a flood irrigation, waterlogged areas especially, and heavy soils. There is no water disposal, so these things predispose the pathogen infection. Prolonged contact of trunk with the water is in a flood irrigation, waterlogged areas and heavy soils predispose to disease, and incidence is more in black soils than the light soil. I think you know why incidence is more. Already answer is there. With a high water table leads to high incidence. The disease is severe in a high rainfall area because the pathogen is a cool flower climatic condition. That is the thing. And modern spread of the disease, fungus survive as the oospore or dormant mycelium. Remember, oospore or dormant mycelium. And sporangia zoospore spread by along with the splash with rainwater and irrigation water. Sporangia zoospore spread by rainwater as well, rainwater splash, sorry, irrigation, rainwater splash as well as irrigation water. Okay. This is regarding disease cycle as well as climatic condition requirement. Coming to management. So see here how there are two types of management. Okay, preventive measures and curative measures. Preventive measures and curative measures. Preventive means before or just initiation of the disease. Curative means after initiation of the disease. In coming to preventive measures, you can select the proper site with the adequate drainage. This is the you have to avoid black soil. So and high budding 30 to 46 centimeter and above grafting that one. Provision of inner ring about 45 centimeter around the tree trunk to prevent moist soil. It means double ring method irrigation. So double ring method irrigation means it avoid the contact of the trunk with the water for prolonged condition. So automatically it reduces the incidence. So whatever the row water is there, it stands in far away from the plant, that is 45 centimeter distance. Only the water roots can absorb the water, but it doesn't come in contact with the trunk. And next, avoid irrigation water from coming in direct and contact with the trunk. That is a double ring irrigation. Or you can go through in modern techniques, that is a drip irrigation. And avoid injuries to ground roots or base of stem during cultural operation. It means that it can cause the direct entry of the pathogen and use resistant variety, that is a sour orange rootstock. You have to remember sour orange rootstock is the more resistant for propagating. And next, painting borax paste with or with a zinc sulfate, copper sulfate lime 5:1:4 to a height of about 60 centimeter above the ground level at least once a year. If this combination, if you paste at least 60 centimeter above the ground level, if you are pasting from ground to above 60 centimeter, it can avoid the infection by Phytophthora. This is a major thing. Okay. And next, coming to the curative measure. After disease initiation, whatever the severe cases is that, scrape the diseased portion with a sharp knife. Scrape the diseased portion with a sharp knife, and next protect the cut portion with the borax paste. Whatever the cut portion is there, you can paste with the borax paste followed by spraying of 0.3% acetyl AL. It reduces the spread. After pasting, you can spray that one. It gives the cosmetic effect. Further, it mitigate the further spread of the pathogen. And next, soil drenching with 0.2% metalaxyl. Metalaxyl is the most specific chemical for Phytophthora. It can easily inhibit that one. Along with as well as 0.5% trichoderma, with a commercial formulation is also effective for this one. This is regarding Phytophthora gummosis. Okay. And next, coming to the Diplodia gummosis. I think Diplodia gummosis I have not listed in slide. Okay. Just by orally, I will discuss with you people how the Diplodia gummosis develops and causes the symptom, what type of symptoms develops, and what is the favorable climatic condition, mode of spread. Okay. Next, this is the Diplodia gummosis. It is caused by Diplodia natalensis. It is the imperfect stage. Diplodia natalensis is the imperfect stage. And coming to the perfect stage is the Phyllospora rhodina. Phyllospora rhodina is the perfect stage. Okay. And next, coming to the economic importance. Economic importance of the Diplodia gummosis is it occurs commonly in almost all whatever the states, citrus growing states are there, na? Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, UP, Himachal Pradesh. So almost all it present, and it is common as Half-Gudian Batavian oranges. Remember, Half-Gudian Batavian oranges are the most susceptible along with mandarins and lemons. Half-Gudi Batavian oranges, mandarins and lemons are the most susceptible for Diplodia gummosis. Okay, this much about Diplodia gummosis economic importance. Coming to the Diplodia gummosis symptoms, how is the symptom develops? There is a profuse gumming on upper portion of the trunk, branches and twigs. See here, that starts from basis, it starts from upper surfaces. Infection starts at growth cracks or ridges at crotches, and gum moves out from the cracks developed on the diseased portion. Same, almost all symptoms same are there. And from bark, the infection spread to wood, which dries and become discolored. And next point, large limbs are killed, and if left unchecked, the whole tree may be killed in course of time. Very short period, it can kill the disease, kill the plant. Sometimes branches break at the infection course. Common symptom. Almost all symptomatology is same is there, but only thing is different that Phytophthora gummosis it starts from just above the ground level, and also it can cause the infection roots also. And that most their symptom is girdling in, especially in Phytophthora, but not in Diplodia. And coming to the favorable climate conditions, reduced tree vigor, insect damage, malnutrition. Old trees are the more predisposed, more vulnerable for the disease, as well as these things, these factors predispose the disease. Okay, this is for favorable condition. And coming to the mode of spread and survival of the pathogen. Black pycnidial bodies. See here, I am using word black pycnidial bodies appear on the diseased bark. Appear on the diseased bark, which gets removed in flakes. It can survive. Diplodia natalensis survive as the black pycnidial bodies. Okay, and the disease spread through dissemination of pycnidiospore or conidia by air, rain, and insect. Pycnidiospore and conidia airborne one, or rain, or along with insects. Okay, this much regarding spread and management. The tree should be kept in a vigorous growing condition. Okay, it avoid the predisposing. And next, wound in the bark, especially on the limbs and pores, should be scraped and protection with the border space. Same management. And gummed portion of affected bark should be removed and the cut surface protected with whatever the things I told, positolalic and all those things. And spraying with 0.1% carbendazim on the affected limbs and pores is useful for restrict the growth. This is spread. Okay. And next coming to citrus scab, the most major important, next major important disease. Okay. Wait, I will see the citrus scab. Any another slide is there, or I'll check out that one. If there is, I'll show you citrus scab, citrus anchor, crystallizer scab. Where is that? Honglang thing is there. Health is there. Scab. Scab. I'm searching. If there is another slide that is helpful for you people, especially using. There is a more symptomatic explanation is there. Yes. Scab. A scab is also calling as a furcosis, but it is not having the symptom photography. Okay, anyway, left it. I will upload another class. Scab also calling as a varcosis. Okay, and it is caused by Elisina fawcettii. Remember the causal organism. It is caused by Elisina fawcettii. And perfect stage of the Elisina fawcettii is the Pachylloma fawcettii. Pachylloma fawcettii. This is a common thing. Before going to economic importance symptoms, you can just have a glance on the how the symptoms develop. See here, affected, and even it can cause a scab, it can cause symptom on leaves also, not only on fruits, especially on leaves, lower surface of the leaves, there is the raised thin head size dots are there, especially lower surface of the leaves. That is the scab. See here, fruits, irregular carpy growth on fruits, and what is scab growth on the fruits, and this is the in final stage, raised one, what is scab growth on ripened fruit. Okay, now we can see here economic importance of the disease. In India, this disease reported from whatever almost state one what I told earlier, both two gummosis as well as cancer. Same this one also persists in almost all the states, especially. Okay, and it is one of the common disease in sour orange. Remember the word. These are the especially in citrus crop means the citrus disease means you have to remember what are the varieties are susceptible for which disease and what are the rootstock susceptible or resistant. What are the indicator plants? Indicator plant particular disease. If you remember means you will get past the GRF also. At least 2 to 3 questions can easily arise from this one. Susceptible, resistant, and indicator plant for disease of citrus. Okay, major things you have to remember. Okay, coming to the economic importance in this one. The common disease of sour, it is the one of the most common disease in sour orange, rough lemon, tanglos, and pomelo. In Andhra Pradesh as well as Karnataka, it is severe on Rangapuri lime and sweet oranges are most severe on Rangapuri lime. Okay, whatever the South Indian states are, it is most severe on Rangapuri lime. Okay, na? Rangapuri lime as well as Sweet oranges are mostly resistant to the disease. This disease, scab, percoccis, sweet orange. Okay. And next, coming to the symptom, already have seen the photograph. Also, you can see there. And next, see here how this disease develops. The disease attacks leaves, twigs, and fruits. I have said how the on leaves it develops, how it develops on fruits. So lesions on leaves in early stages consist of small semi-translucent dots. What I have told, small semi-translucent dots which becomes sharply defined pustules elevation usually on the underside. So lower surface of the leaves there is a semi-translucent dots. Okay, flat or somewhat depressed at the center. The opposite surface corresponding on the warty growth was the circular depression with pink or red center. This is the major thing, pink or red center. In later stage, leaves often become distorted, wrinkled, and stunted or misshaped. That is a major thing. And coming to the twigs, how it develops. So similar lesions are developed on twigs ultimately death can occur. Whatever the leaf symptoms are the same. And majorly coming to the fruit symptoms. So on the fruit, lesion consists of corky projection. See here, irregular corky projections are there. Now what is scabby things? This is a major thing which often break into the scab affecting larger areas on the fruits. The surface become rough and distorted. The market due to these all the symptoms, the crop or fruits market value become the reduced considerably. Okay, no one will buy that one due to this one. And though the fungus relatively affect the fruit flesh below the skin, canker, the severe disease cannot penetrate the fruit flesh, but the scab can penetrate the up to fruit flesh. Remember here, see here, this one is it is a penetrated one. Okay, it can cause the rotting. This much regarding symptomatology. And next one is the favorable climatic condition and disease cycle. What are the favorable condition means? Young leaves are highly susceptible. Young leaves are highly susceptible. You have to remember young leaves are highly susceptible for the scab or vercosis disease. And fungus infect tissues only when the surface is wet. Whatever the fungus is there, it prefer for infection. Then only condition is wet and prepare temperature 16 to 23 means cooler climate condition with wet condition. And this disease problem under low temperature and high humidity conditions. Low temperature and high humidity conditions. You have to just imagine where it can persist means. And this is cycle. The fungus survives off-season as ascospore or survive or persist in off-season ascospore and secondary spread in the field through airborne chlamydia. Airborne chlamydia. Okay. And next coming to the management. The disease leaves, twigs and fruits should be collected in the straw because they can act as a oxygen sources and spray with the 0.2 to 0.3% copper oxychloride and 1% borax mixture and 0.2% dipolitone and 0.2% chlorothalonil at 15 days interval. At least you have to take out 2 to 3 sprays. Okay, this much is required. This is all about canker. This is the one of the major disease. And next coming to citrus greening, Hong Long Bing disease. This is a Pasteurella, HBV bacteria, Pasteurella vascular bacteria, and the historical important one disease. And it is first named in China, that to the river-based region. That is the Huanghe River. Huanghe River is the responsible for civilization in China. Okay, whatever the civilization, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro in India, and some of the Egyptian civilization, and it's like that in also, and Egyptians along with Egyptian civilization in Greece civilization, along with next Chinese civilization. That civilization developed in a river basin that is the Huanghe River. Based on Huanghe River, Chinese language they calling this disease as a Honglang-Ding disease. Okay, based on that one. So in other countries, it is called as greening disease. So in Indian civilization, it developed on based it is a Sindhu River basin. Okay, okay. Coming to the pathogen, Candidatus Liberobacter asiaticum. But there are two types of species are there in Candidatus. Candidatus Liberobacter asiaticum. It particularly restricted to Asian countries. Okay, Candidatus Liberobacter asiaticum. It present in Asian country and another species Candidatus Liberobacter africana, that is present in African continent. Okay, this much regarding pathogen. And next, wait little bit, one thing. And next, coming to the pathogenic things. This pathogen is the most important, and it is the Fastidious poem limited bacteria. There are two in Fastidious vascular bacteria. Two types are there: phloem limited bacteria and xylem limited bacteria. This one is the phloem limited bacteria as well as obligate gram negative bacteria. Obligate gram negative bacteria. Okay, this much regarding pathogen. And coming to the economic importance of the disease, we can see the symptom photography afterwards. Economic importance completion. Okay, this greening disease is known occurs in all the states. Wherever there is a citrus is there, you have to remember it is persist. Okay, that's all. I will not explain regarding. I'm not going to list of the disease list of the states. Okay, next, coming to the disease is more severe and sweet orange than remaining whatever other things are there, acid, lime, mandarin, grapefruits. It is more severe and sweet orange. And the disease affects almost all citrus varieties irrespective of root stock. In India, Mosambik, sweet orange, and darling orange are good indicator plants for greening. Remember, indicator plants for Hanglangbing or citrus greening are Mosambik sweet orange and darling orange. These are the indicator plants. Okay, this much thing you have to remember economic importance. And coming to the symptoms, see the photography of the symptoms. Okay, see here, infected plants, how it looks like stunted and leaves become pale yellow in color. And also there is a dark islands are there on leaves here. These are islands, dark islands and small size leaves and veins and vein thickening. Whatever the almost all symptoms are there. Okay, deformed green patches. Okay, let it be. And greening of fruits. See the half portion become greening and half portion become ripened yellow color and mislead and misformed and small sized fruit, deformed fruits. And there is a major factor, that is a citrusilla, Diporina citri. This is a major thing you have to remember. Diporina citri is a factor in plays the major role in transmitting the Candidatus Liberobacter asiaticum. Okay, this much regarding symptoms. Okay, coming to the how the we can explain how the symptomatology develops. In affected trees are stunted. Already I shown the photography. Affected trees are stunted with a pronounced leaf and fruit drop. Leaves and fruit drop commonly occur in this one, and varied chloratic patterns on leaves are noticed, and persistent and cannot be corrected by zinc sprays. It almost has similar symptoms exhibited with a zinc deficiency, but also cannot correct with a zinc application. It means it is a citrus greening. If it is corrected by zinc spray, means that is a zinc deficiency. And next is a reduction in leaf size is a common. And many affected leaves show the small circular green islands. This is a major thing. Small circular green island development takes place on the leaves within the chlorotic areas, and heavy leaf fall occurs with the onset of summer. This is the thing. And upper new flowers may come out and leaves formation short, upright, chlorotic with the green veins, with the green blotches on the leaves. This is a common thing. And twig dieback occurs, means that of the twigs. I think, okay, no, there is no requirement of explanation. And next, fruit shows the reduction in size, lopicidal growth, and oblique columella. Means, see here, this one is whatever things I have told. Reduction in size, lopsided growth, and oblique columella. Half portion ripen, half portion become green, that one. And the ringed surface exposed to sun appears as a yellow. Okay, whatever the upper portion exposed to sun, it becomes yellows, and the remaining portion below is remains dull green. Okay, this one is this portion is exposed to sun, so become yellow, and whatever that doesn't expose, that become dull green in color. That is due to greening. Okay, see the symptomatology. And diseased fruits are valuelessly owing to small size, distortion, low in juices and soluble salts, all these things totally unfit for consumption, and seeds are poorly developed. This is a common thing about symptoms. Next, coming to the mode of the spread of the pathogen. How the pathogen can spread. A disease is transmitted through infected budwood. Whatever the grafting material is there, budwood, You can, if you choose the infected person, it can easily transmit. And next factor, citrusilla, what I have told, Diphorus citri, okay, Diphorus citri, and also it can transmit through Dodar cuscuta, okay, as well as periwinkle, periwinkle through Dodar, it can transmit that on. And next coming to the management aspect. So select the certified disease-free seedlings. This is a major step. And next, control ciliates with the insecticide like dimethoate, dimethoate or acephate 0.1%, and use pathogen-free budwood for propagation, and rise virus-free planting through shoot tip grafting. That is the major thing. Without budding, shoot tip grafting is the best one. And you can 500 ppm and 0.5 gram tetracycline spray through effective. Require fortnightly application of the, which is not economical. You can spray this one. This can use at least 1 or 2 times. It helps for reducing the disease. Okay, this is regarding citrus greening. And next comes to the citrus tristigia, a major disease, most important viral disease. It causes the honeycombing symptom. Citrus tristigia, quick decline. This is calling as a quick decline. Remember the word in ICR JRF examination. The question will arise. Slow decline also is there in citrus, that is caused by Talincorynchus semipenetrans nematode, and quick decline also calling as tristigia. It is called by citrus virus, that is citrus tristigia virus. Okay, and next coming before going to the symptom discussion or economic importance, just see the photographies how it looks like. Vein flaking, okay, stem splitting, honeycombing pattern. This is a stem splitting, okay. This is a honeycombing pattern, but it is not a clear one. Okay, anyway, I will arrange the other thing. This is a honeycombing stem splitting, stem splitting one, whatever. This is a healthy one. This is the affected one, okay. This is a pitting symptom. And coming to the deformed affected fruits, whatever the malformed, reduced size, deformed fruits. Okay, this tristigia. And factors are aphids, majorly aphids, Texoptera citridus. Remember, you have to remember Texoptera citridus. And especially citrus disease factors plays the major hang bean, even greening disease, and citrus quick decline, and as well as bacterial disease, that is canker. Factors are there. You have to remember those things. Before going all those things, see the economic importance. This disease was first reported in a Citrus aurantifolia and Citrus sinensis from Italy and Florida in the USA. The Citrus tristigia quick decline first reported in Italy and USA. Those are on Citrus aurantifolia and Citrus sinensis species. You have to remember this one, most important. And in India, tristigia is present in all the states. There is nothing, till one state is not accepted. Almost all states it is present, okay? And it affects all kinds of citrus plants, but primarily orange, grapefruits, and lime, more susceptible one. Orange, grapefruits, and lime are more susceptible. And rest is the symptoms consistent of quick or chronic tree declining are particularly common. Quick and chronic tree declining common things. So that's why it is naming. Severe on trees propagated on sour orange rootstocks. Severe on sour orange rootstock. Remember. And name tristigia was suggested to describe the citrus tristigia. Tristigia means, the meaning of the word tristigia means sad appearance, dull appearance. The diseased trees. That is a tristigia. The first reported countries, they name it is a tristigia means sad appearance or dull appearance. The meaning of the tristigia. Okay. And coxylime, nasnaran or indicator plants for citrus tristigia. Remember what I have told earlier were resistant, susceptible, and indicator plants. In citrus tristigia or quick decline, coxylime and nasnaran are indicator plants for citrus tristigia virus. Okay, this much regarding economic importance. Coming to the symptomatology, you are seeing the photography. Okay, see the how the symptom develops. And tristigia affected trees look like chlorotic sickly in the early stage. That is the sad appearance. And gradually the leaves drop and the defoliated twigs were dieback. Leaves, twigs. It means death occurs. And declining trees die gradually, but sometimes appear healthy trees die suddenly. sudden death occurs, and vein tearing, vein plaques, the common things here. Vein tearing, vein plaques are there. Those are the common things. In a young, especially young leaves of acid lime is seen intermittently when viewed against light. Vein tearing and vein plaques are the more commonly we can view in the acid lime. You can view against the sunlight, character symptom. In sweet orange, the specific symptom of distress is the honeycombing. Especially in sweet orange, it can cause only honeycombing. This is an acid one. In sweet orange, it causes the honeycombing. Okay, uh, honeycombing means there is a fine pitting up inner face of bark in the portion of trunk below the bud union. That is the honeycombing. In acid lime, which is highly susceptible to the disease, vermiform or linear pits appear in the woody cylinder. Using acid lime, vermiform linear pits appear. Okay, this much regarding that one. And next, coming to the Tristeza infected citrus trees in a sour orange rootstock, especially sour orange rootstock, class Poemracrosis in a Grapinian. Okay, and this is trees blossom heavily. It can bear heavy inflorescence, and trees with a stem pitting are stunted and set less fruits. The fruits are small size and of poor quality. Okay, as the fruit develop, the tree will wilts partial or completely. This is the common thing. And grapefruits and acid lime are susceptible irrespective to rootstock. Grapefruit and acid lime are susceptible irrespective of rootstock. Whatever rootstock you can use for grafting, this shows the susceptible things. Okay. Before going to mode of survival and favorable climatic conditions, just you can see the citrus is a virus characteristics. It is a highly flagellous filamentous virus. Okay, 2000 nanometer long and 10 to 12 nanometer wide. The tree is restricted to only phloem tissues. The virus is restricted to only phloem tissues. Just remember, it is only restricted or present in a phloem tissues. Why I am discussing regarding pathogen means it is present or persist in only phloem tissues, and it belongs to a Clostridovirus group. Clostridovirus group, and it is a single strand positive strands RNA virus. Okay, this much regarding pathogen. And next, coming to the disease cycle, favorable climatic condition. Okay, this is primarily spreads through grafting and budding. Grafting and budding, especially infected buds, plays a major role. Under field condition, it is transmitted by the black citrus aphid, especially in field condition. Black citrus aphid or else brown citrus aphid also. Both two types of citrus aphid, black as well as brown citrus aphid. That is in a semi-persistent manner. That is a Taxoptera citricida in a semi-persistent manner. Okay, and the virus not seed-borne nature. You have to remember. And coming to the management, this is a quarantine measures enforced. This is a quarantine important disease. Remember, this is a quarantine important disease. And before growing the citrus trees, use certified budwood free of citrus disease material, and remove all disease trees as in a disease as and when the disease is noticed. Here, fresh planting is to be taken with a virus-free material and tolerant rootstock. It is like done by USA. And for sweet orange and mandarin, avoid susceptible rootstock. Okay. And in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rangapuri lime is recommended as the rootstock resistant to Tristeza. Remember, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Rangapuri lime is recommended as a rootstock resistant to Tristeza. For the Punjab region, Jettikatti, Cleopatra mandarin, sweet orange are recommended as resistant. Okay, in Punjab. For the seed bank, use healing premixes with a mild strain of Tristeza. That is a cross protection. Tristeza means you have to use the word cross protection. And you can spray the monocrotophos 0.05%, reduce the insects, aphids. Okay, that is the major thing. This much about regarding citrus Tristeza. Next, Exocartis citrus. Exocartis viral disease. Viral, that is the major one. Okay, especially in your GRF exam, many times this one question is raised from viral. Virals, I think in first course you people have undergone. What is the minimum size or smallest size pathogen in viral? Which is the maximum size? And what is viral? All those things I think you have undergone this one. That is, if not, you can refer notes. That is a major thing. The characteristics of wire rides many times have been asked in exams, even internal, external, and theory of examination. Okay, wire ride is the major one. Okay, so I think I'll search the disease symptom. If it is there, I'll show the photograph. I think it is not there. Wire ride, wire ride, wire. Okay, let it be. Yeah, we can use this one only. So exocarditis is caused by citrus. Okay, wait. Here it comes. Citrus exocarditis viral. Exocarditis disease is called citrus exocarditis viral. And symptoms, just you can glance symptom. It is a vertical cracking and scaling of bark in the entire rootstock. Causes vertical cracking and yellow blotching twig and extreme stunting of the plant. And affects only Rangapur lime, tripolate orange, and citrange rootstocks. Remember, these three only indicator plants. Tripolate orange is the indicator plant or exocartis. You have to remember, and Rangapur lime as well as citrange rootstock also. But majorly tripolate orange. And how it transmit through infected birdwood, contamination tools, and there is no seed-borne nature or vector transmission. Okay, only transmit through birdwood and contamination tools. How to manage means you can use the virus-free or viral-free certified birdwood and tolerant rootstocks like rough lemon and Cleopatra. And periodically wash budding knife with a trisodium phosphate solution. Trisodium phosphate solution, it means it can desiccate the pathogen. Okay, and coming to the slow decline. Slow decline means which is that one. Okay, I'll see the photo if there is any photograph availability is there. I think slow decline have not listed only major. Slow decline is a major disease, especially. Mm, Okay, anyway, I will explain like this only. Before going to this one, you can see the photography of the slow decline affected trees, how it looks like, but it is not a clear photography. Okay, you can see the citrus nematode. That is a citrus nematode means you have to use a Tylenculus semipenetrans. This is the citrus nematode. Okay, entry of the nematode into the tissue. These are all the portions. These are citrus nematodes. This one is the affected one. Coming to the symptoms, affected trees show the reduced terminal growth, fluorasis, shedding of the leaves. Reduced terminal growth means stunted one, and cause the dieback of the branches, reduced in size and number of fruits. And symptoms first appear in upper portion of the tree, later extend to lower portion. Infected roots shows the necrosis, rust brown color. And life cycle of the nematode is Talinculus semipenetrans is the it is a sedentary endoparasitic nematode, also infect olive and tripolate orange. Remember tripolate orange. And due to the infected stage. Coming to the management. So going to nursery should be never established on near old citrus orchard. Okay, and apply the FOM for healthy growth. Interculture of onion, garlic, marigold. It can inhibit the pathogen inoculum and apply the carbofuran 10 gram per plant. Completely it managed carbofuran. Okay. This much regarding citrus disease. Anything left? Pagan oil check out. Dry root rot is there. That is a macropomena. You can just check out in notes. I will upload the notes only, especially economic compartment, which is the susceptible resistant indicator plants, and dry root rot, and anything citrus canker completed. All those things, Tristigia and graining completed. Health disease also minor or not required. Continuing up those things. Okay. I hope we can stop here.